just got this in the mail yesterday, and this video is kind of based off of a video that Tim Morant made not too long ago, just about him gushing over a thing he got. So as long as we're all in the mood for gushing, I'm gonna gush over this. If you're not sure what this is a morpher for the Power Rangers, or Super Sentai series rather, called Gokaiger. If you're not familiar with what Super Sentai is, it's essentially what the American version of Power Rangers is based on. They just buy the fight scenes from Super Sentai and then they base a story around it. And in the more recent versions, they've actually bought the suits and made their own. But nonetheless, this came from the series called Gokaiger, which is their 35th anniversary, and their gimmick is that they are pirates. See, so they kind of look like pirates. And yeah, they use their keys to morph kind of like this. There you go. Flips up. And you just put the key right in there. Yeah. And it's awesome. And this is the morpher and everything. So you see it's got this, kind of skull looking thing and the cross cutlasses. It's all just, and like all the detail in it just kind of invokes the whole pirate theme of it. Yeah, and it's got a little symbol up on the front. And just, all in all, it's so cool. It's really well made, and it's big enough for me. So it's not, it is a kid's toy, but it's not just made for kids. Because the reason I wanted this over the American version, which is what they're on now, they're on Super Mega Force, which legitimately sounds like they're making fun of Power Rangers at that point. That sounds like something you'd see on Mad TV, where just, Will Sasso is running around in a fat suit, just screaming, "Super Mega Awesome Blaster," which is damn near what their blaster is called. It's called the Super Mega Force Blaster. That sounds like a joke. It sounds like they're making fun of them. And this, a pirate, it's called the Super Mega Force. The Super Mega Force is a pirate. I don't get it. Because in the Japanese version, their 35th anniversary was meant to kind of be a culmination of what Super Sentai is to them. And I haven't seen all the series. In fact, this is the only one I've seen all the way through. I've kind of peeked at some other ones, but this is the only one I watched all the way through. And essentially what it is these guys started off, it starts off with this gigantic battle where it has every single Power Ranger ever fighting this one gigantic army, and they have to sacrifice all their power in order to stop the wave of enemies. And the power they release is in the form of, gets captured in the form of keys that these Power Rangers, the Gokaiger, who are space pirates, they start collecting them. They start collecting keys like this. So they have Samurai and RPM Rangers, and they have them as keys, so they can just take it and go like that. And they just put it in there. And they would turn into that Power Ranger. So essentially, they can turn into every single Power Ranger, which is an awesome idea for, an anniversary series. And the American version has kind of a similar idea. Essentially, they have the Mega Force, who are just, guardians of the Earth. They're just made up to look like really cool, special ops kind of people. Royal Guards and stuff. And then the same aliens from the Japanese version come in, they start kicking ass. So they go back to their Zordon and they say, "Oh, how are we gonna beat him?" And he just goes, "Oh, I'll give you this. It's the Super Mega Force. You can turn the other Rangers. You can just do that now." I don't know why I never told you about it before. I was just fucking around, I guess. And then now they can just turn into all the other Power Rangers. They just can do it. This right here is just another mode. They can just turn into this. They don't reference the fact that this is totally a pirate. They just call this the Super Mega Force. And they're just pirates. They don't say, why the fuck are we pirates now? They don't go, why the fuck are we pirates now? Like any other person would ask, why the fuck am I a pirate now? It's just, they're pirates. And they don't act any different. They just are pirates now. And that is it. And in, the Japanese Sentai series, these guys are not good guys to start off with. They're pirates. They're stealing this incredible power because they're trying to find the ultimate treasure in the universe. And then, it's a sappy show. It's made for kids, essentially. So, they find the ultimate treasure, it's friendship and all this stuff, and blah, blah, blah. But, they start off as bad guys, and then slowly over the course of the show, they turn into good guys. Because, that's kind of that's the ultimate form of being like a Power Ranger. It's just being good, whether you're going to be good or not. And it's just a really cool way of turning it on its head of these ultimate forms of good, like Power Rangers, like the ultimate force of good, and then they start off as bad guys. And then they just, over the course of 52 episodes or however many there was, they finally become good. And it's a really awesome idea. It's just a really good way to sum up Power Rangers, and it's a lot better than just saying they're pirates now. That's just what they are. We're not going to explain why, we're not going to say anything about it. Whatever. And it's not like I have a problem with them going off the books, because they have a lot. Like Power Rangers in Space, the Japanese show was about Power Rangers in a video game. Literally, it was the Matrix. They would plug into this, and they were Power Rangers then, or something like that. And Power Rangers in Space is one of my favorite series, because it's just awesome. So, it's not that I have a problem with them diverting from what it normally was, it just doesn't make any sense. They go from being these Royal Guards guys, and they fight all fancy and nice and awesome and cool. Like someone who's well trained, and then they become swashbucklers with a flintlock and a cutlass, just swashbuckling around and doing backflips and stuff, and just barely one blasting, jumping on your back, grabbing switching guns and having 2 guns, someone having 2 swords. And it makes sense, in the Japanese version, because they're pirates. And that's what they are when they're unmorphed. They're pirates. They could do all the stuff. They could be just as good fighters without having all this power in them. But they just use that to accent that, because they will swap on the fly. They'll just, change from being a samurai to being a car guy within a span of 2 seconds. And it makes sense, because your fighting style is swashbuckling. It's off kilter. It's, off balance and stuff. It doesn't really make sense for teenagers with attitude who are supposedly trained in this very royal fencing style of one-on-one combat and stuff. It doesn't make sense for them just to get a new power and then all of a sudden be able to have a whole new fighting style and have a whole new way of doing things. It doesn't come across right, because it's one thing to get the footage for the fight scenes and then put a story around it. And it always made sense. At least they would try to make it make sense. But when you have, in the last season, we have the main character Troy, and he's this really straight-laced guy, and his fighting style was, no, let me fight you one-on-one, I have to redeem my honor and stuff. Now he's shooting guys point blank in the face, with a kind of attitude, because that's how Captain Marvelous fought. The Japanese Red Ranger. He just kind of fought with a, whatever, I can beat you, I don't even care kind of attitude. So, to change fighting styles like that out of nowhere doesn't fit. You would have to have a real reason why they're pirates now, or something. It just doesn't fit. You gotta explain why your thing has just taken a 90-degree turn like that. They just don't do it. So it's for that reason I wanted this, because this show I feel like can understand Power Rangers better than Power Rangers. if that makes sense. Because the American version was just like, let's make another series and we'll sell it to kids. But this one was let's take the culmination of everything that it is to be Power Rangers, and let's make a series on that. And I can respect that a lot more, and I'm a lot more connected. Even though this dude is screaming Japanese words in, screaming Japanese Power Ranger names. I may not know them personally, but I just feel like this guy, just listen to this dude. Yep. Like, this matters. Like, this sounds like it's something. Like, you can just feel the importance, or like the, I don't even know how to describe it. You just feel how much this matters, how much they want this to be a thing. Whereas, just throwing in the fact that now they're pirates. They don't even mention the fact they're pirates. They're just the Super Mega Force now. It just comes off as not, like, it doesn't matter to them. So that's why I just wanted this, because like this all feels like they care about, something that they have made. Like, this feels like it was something special, and they wanted to make it feel like something special. Whereas the American version was just another toy to sell.